That's life, isn't it? Eat, sleep, some more. And then just demand attention. This is Levi. Oh, where you going, putty? No more attention. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mel and this is Patchy Pony Stitcher, a channel all about cross stitch. Today is the 21st of July 2020 in the midst of the COVID pandemic. What do? You just keep washing those hands and staying at home. I hope you're all staying safe where you are. Here in Tasmania, Australia, we're a small state and we're an island state as well, so we've got a bit of border control. So while we're all staying at home and social distancing, it means lots more stitchy time. So I have been doing lots and touching a lot of different projects, which is great. And I've actually got 3 FOs to show you today. Now an FO, if you're new, is a finished object. So that means it's stitched and you've actually finished it off ready for display. So the first one that I want to show you is one that I finished a little while ago, Mary You by Plum Street Samplers. And this is the chart. Now what I've done is I've put this onto a tin bucket with some pom-pom trim, and I've actually padded it out as well, ready for Christmas. So when I get my Christmas decor out, I'll also add some ribbon and so forth to it, but I'm not digging out all the Christmas stuff before I absolutely have to. And I added some pom-pom trim to the bottom on the tin bucket. So that is Mary You, ready to go into my Christmas box. So with this one, I omitted all the white snow. I wasn't going to be stitching all that white. And I'm quite happy with how that turned out for the little small that it is. So that one is Mary You. Now the next one I need to show you, I'll just pop that one down, is also a small. This was my Jolly July project called Gingerbread Cottage by Mill Hill. Last year I did one of these beaded ornaments and I really enjoyed the process of it. So that was what I decided to do for Jolly July. I didn't start an ornament every single day. I just started the one ornament and finished it all the way through. So here is my finished piece. So it's all done, completely ready to hang on the tree. Lots and lots of beads in this one compared to the Celtic Santa that I did last year. And what I've done, so once this is on perforated paper, and once you've completed the stitching and the beading, you trim the paper around and then finish it on the back. So what I did is I got some adhesive felt, so it already has the adhesive on the back, and it's like a big sticker of felt. So that sticks straight onto the back and it's quite firm. I get this just from Spotlight here in Australia. And I'm really happy with how, so it doesn't even start to peel at the edges or anything. And I just tucked a bit of ribbon in between those two, ready to hang on the tree. I am going to get a little 2020 charm just to hang on it. I've got a 2019 charm for the Celtic Santa, so that'll just remind me what year I did those. So that is Gingerbread Cottage by Mill Hill. Is that focusing? Lots and lots of beads in that one. I did leave quite a bit of floss. Usually, well, I shouldn't say usually because I've only done 2, but with the Celtic Santa, I had heaps of beads left over. This one, not quite so many, so I don't know whether it would completely have enough beads for a second one. So this one was actually also a magnet kit. So it came with a magnet so you could put it on your fridge, but I decided to turn it into the ornament. So that is my 3rd FO for July. And my 3rd one that I'm really pleased with is In My Garden by Jardin Prive. I'll pop a photo of where I was last time. Now, for those who have been with me for some time, you know this is the chart that I played fabric chicken with. So when I got over to the side, I had, I think, about 4 or 5 rows of the even weave left. Nothing to play with. So I could put this into my Q-snap, I sewed on a piece of scrap fabric. So that sort of gave me the idea to do the same so I could finish this. So I've sewn on a piece of red cotton and it's a red cotton quilting fabric, and then I've popped that in the frame, and it just needed something extra. So the lovely Deb Wilson, when we were talking on a Zoom stitchy night, suggested to pop some beads or buttons on there, and she kindly sent me a beautiful selection of different beads to choose from. And what I've chosen was some butterfly beads in the nice teal and 2 matching brass butterflies, and then 3 flower heads. And then I just added 3 little sticks, and I've just couched those on with some teal cotton to make 3 little flowers, and I'm really happy with how that finished up. I did put it up on Instagram, so if you follow me on Insta, you'll see that, but it just didn't do it any justice. It made the stitching blow out a little bit, but I'm really happy with how that came along. And this frame is just from the op shop. I think it was like $2 or $3. It's quite a deep frame, as you can see, so it will stand up quite sturdily. I haven't quite finished the backing yet. I still actually have to put the hardware on and also fully enclose it, because I had to sort of fiddle a little bit with getting it nice and taut, because I did put some wadding. You can see I've got it, and there's no glass obviously. I put some wadding in there to sort of give it a bit of a poofiness. So really happy with how In My Garden turned out by Jardin Prive. So that's my 3 FOs. Now, I don't know if you've been watching Country Stitches, but they've come up with a new acronym called Fips, Finishes in Progress. I currently have 2 finishes that I've been working on, but I'm just waiting for things to arrive in the post to finish them off. So I'm going to save those for next time so you can actually see them fully finished. So I also have a finished item that I just did this morning. I literally finished it a couple of hours ago for a challenge in the Daily 30 group. So this is called Yellow Polka Dot Bikweenie by Plum Street Sampler. So I'll pop a photo in of where I was before when you last saw it. And this is it all finished up, which I'm really thrilled about. I have really enjoyed working on this guy, and I think I'm going to do my first attempt at a drum. I've got plenty of fabric to work with, and I've got that doubled over again. So this was stitched on 20 count Ada. That was my first attempt at this, and it's quite a soft Ada, so I did have a little bit of a struggle with it being a little bit too soft and the thread pulling through if my tension was too tight. And this one I've done a mixture of 2 over 1 and also 1 over 1, because some of the flosses or areas where there was lots of stitching, it just looked too bulky, but then where I had all the stems, it sort of needed that bulkiness in and all the wording is 2 over 1. And this one I actually use quite a number of different threads. I use colour and cotton, I've used Victoria Motto, I've used Silks for You, DMC, all bits and bobs in this one, just to see what the difference between them all was. So it's time for me to find a tutorial on a drum and take the plunge and do that one. I'm a bit nervous about doing a drum, as with anything when we're sort of finishing off for the first time with a new technique, because there's a lot of work that goes into these, and if you muck it up, you don't want to ruin the stitching. But I think it'll make a beautiful drum for my summer decor display. And who doesn't love a weenie dog? Aren't they gorgeous? I want a real one day, and I'll get one, but not until I don't have horses, because I don't think weenie dogs and horses go too well together. Okay, so what else did I have? Oh, I've got another finish, which was a gift. This was for my sister, so I will pop and I've already sent it off, so I'll pop in a little video here to show you the finished item on Let's Get Naughty. So I'll pop that here. So here's the 8th finish for 2020, Let's Get Nautical, which is a gift for my sister who lives on a catamaran. So I did this on a 32 count mystery linen
using Silks for You, like a variegated thread. Now these frames are from Itchy Stitchy, and I do have an empty one, and they just work literally on tension. So it's got like a rubber ring inside, and you pop the fabric in, so it's not as tight as I would have liked. I did try to put wadding in there, but as you can see, that rubber ring's quite tight, so it doesn't allow for wadding to go in. So, oops, I did finish the back with a blue fabric, but then I decided to put a bit of cardboard in there as well, just to tidy up the look. And I put my own hardware on because there was no hardware on these, so she's able to hang it. So that is the 8th finish for 2020. Let's get naughty.
So we're now into whips, which is a work in progress. So with my whips, I said before that I touched a lot of projects, and some of those included the finishes. So I completed 8,096 stitches this month since my last update, which I'm really happy about. So I got a fair crack at getting some progress done. The next one I'm going to show you is my Alice from Ori TM, and I got in there 953 stitches since you saw it last. So this is what the finished item will look like, and this is where I was up to last time, and this is where I'm currently up to with Alice. So I've added in Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and also the motive underneath the twins there. So still a little way to go yet. This one's on a 32 count even weave by Colour Cascades, and it's a opalescent, so it's nice and sparkly in the Barbie doll colourway. And I'm using the DMC, and for those who haven't seen it, I have filled in my white rabbit. The chart clock calls for that to be just the outline, but I felt like he got lost on such a light fabric, so I have filled him in. So I'm doing this as a stitch along with quite a few other Flosstubers, and we're posting our progress under the hashtag Alice is back on Instagram. So if you want to join us, by all means come along and upload your progress with where you are on Alice. Really enjoy those, and she's released 2 new ones, the Peter Pan and Mary Poppins. So they might have to get added to my wish list once I've completed Alice. I think they'd look all, because I've completed Oz, so they'll definitely be framed together. So it would be really cool to add some more movies to that, or tales as she calls them, to the wall when they're all together. Now the next one I'm going to show you is Spirit of Christmas by Lizzie Kate. And how many did I do on this one? 804. Now this is a mystery sampler, a mystery stitch along, but this is, I think it's 2 years old, so it's all been released. So this is the full chart. And this is where I was up to last time when you saw it. And this is where I'm up to now. So very close to a finish. So loving how this one's coming along, and it's got a beads and embellishment pack. So there's lots of little pretties to put on when it's all finished. But the colours are just beautiful, which is really nice for a Christmas chart, to be a little out of the normal and have like the teals and the pinks rather than the red and the green. So I really enjoy stitching on that one, and that one will probably become a bit of a focus now that I've finished Bikweenies for my daily 30 challenges. So that is my 2 whips that I'm going to show you. I did touch another 4, but I don't think I've got significant progress on them to show you, so I'll roll those over until the next video when I've got a bit more progress in them, so you can see a bit of a difference. Okay, so where are we up to? Stash enhancements. So as you can see, this lovely chair that I'm sitting in is a new stash. I'm going to call it a stash enhancement because it's a stitching chair that I got for my birthday, which I'm really chuffed about. It's quite a bit bigger than the previous chair I was sitting in, so it's a lot more comfortable. I've got a bit more room, and it means I can sit here for longer because I'm more comfortable. And I got myself my Lowry frame, which I'm in love with, and it just makes stitching so much more pleasurable because I'm not having to hold the frame or the Q-snap. It's just a really happy with that purchase. And I can keep projects loaded on it, which is great, so I don't necessarily have to put them out of the way off the chair, so the cat's not going to come and sit on them when they're in the Lowry stand, whereas he does tend to like coming into my stitchy chair as his favourite spot. So I can't just leave my stitching sitting on my chair. I actually have to put it away in a project bag, but with the Lowry, it can stay out, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so what have we got for, oops, I just dropped something. Okay, so the other stash enhancements that I've got is 2 pieces of fabric from Bestitch Me, which I've been hearing a lot of Flosstubers talk about, and I couldn't help myself but go and check it out. So on Bestitch Me, Brandy has what she calls Friday night fight nights, and she puts up fabric and it's a me please, and you get to, so it's not necessarily going to be in her range, it might be all different pieces, and she has them in all different albums, so you really need to know what you're after before Friday night fight night starts, because they pieces get snapped up ever so quickly. I couldn't believe how quickly they came. So to make it worthwhile to get postage from America to Australia, I needed to get 2 pieces to make it worth my while. So, and I was lucky enough, I knew I wanted sort of blue greys, and I wanted Lugana. So the first piece I got, so it's 32 count, and both pieces are 18 by 27 inch. So this is the first piece, which is actually showing up quite well in this light. So it's nice mottled with a bit of purpley, bluey grey colour. And the second piece I got a little bit darker. Now these are on Zweigart base, which is really nice because I prefer the Zweigart. And so this one's got less mottling and a little bit darker. And usually, as you know, with hand dyes, the front and the back are always different. So I was really happy, and they smell nice and fresh and nice. So these, I'll just put them up side by side. So I'll definitely be back for a Friday night fight night. But because it's Friday night over there, it's about 12 noon on a Saturday here. And usually that's a really busy time. So it just depends if I'm home and able to, because you've got to keep refreshing and going back on. So they're the 2 pieces that I got. So you can see there's quite a difference, but yet quite a similarity as well. So I'm really pleased. And she does opalescence as well, which is a bit of a favourite of mine. So I will continue to keep an eye out for the Friday night fight nights to participate again, because lots of fun. And then she does giveaways for those who have done purchases. I wasn't lucky enough the first time, but we'll see what happens next time. I am going to have to pause and pick up everything that I've just dropped. Okay, so the next stash enhancement that I have is my Silks For You subscription. And these are the 4. So I'm in Silk of the Month or Colour of the Month? I can't remember, to be honest. And each month you get 4 different silks from the range. And these are the 4 that I got this for June. I haven't got the July one as yet. So just beautiful and soft. And I really enjoy using the Silks For You. I much prefer the solid colours with the variegation opposed to these guys, but only because I really haven't had a chance to use them. With my Nautical that I showed you before, that was a Silks For You with the 3 colours. So there's a little bit of work involved in getting that when you finish a thread to picking up a new thread with these highly variegated ones, but the result is worth the effort. So 4 more silks, and I've got 4 in the mail on their way to me at the moment, which I'm looking forward to. And I've also joined up through a Stitch in Time, which is at my local needlework shop here in Hobart, with a week's dye works thread subscription. So I'm looking forward to rejoining up there. And as it was my birthday, I did get 2 charts from my son for my birthday. So I got the Hands-On Design Humble Honey, and I just have a wish list on Linen and Threads, and then I give them my password and user number and get them to pick out what they like on my wish list. So really happy with that one. And the other one was Plum Street Spring Has Sprung, which I think's really sweet as well. I love that little fluffy bird. I don't know whether I don't know if you can see the snowflakes, but I quite do. I might just omit the snowflakes and just have, it's a little bit glary, sorry. So they will go into my new starts for next year. I'm not actually doing any new starts this year. I've got 27 whips left, and I want to get that number down ready for Mania next year. So they will definitely be next year's starts. And along that, with that will go into next year's starts is Pandemic. I hope you all got a copy of it while it was free, because it's a fantastic chart. It's huge. But it was definitely worth snagging a copy when it was up. So it is still available for sale now if you do want to get a copy. So really happy with that, and that will go into my Mania starts for next year. And I picked up, oh, this one doesn't have a cover photo, does it? So I'm going to have to put a photo in here. I saw this on Instagram. One of the stitchers had started posting the progress on this. It's called 7 Horses, and it's by, I'll have to show you the name because I'm not real great on the pronunciation. So that's the shop if you're interested. But that is just too cute for me not to be able to stitch. And being that it's 7 horses, of course, I'm going to change it up a little bit and put in the 7 horses that I've had in order from the one that I got earlier on in my teenage years right through to now. So I think that's such a sweet little chart. And I'll change the person to resemble myself a little bit more as well. Now I actually got some happy mail as well. I got two pieces of happy mail, which is always a delight. So I mentioned earlier that Deb Wilson sent me some beads and buttons for my finish in my garden, but she also sent me the Ori TM, and as you know, I do like my Oris. And this one's called Snow Christmas. Actually, I'll take it out so you can see it. Now, Deb picked this up on an Aussie Cross Stitch Unload Facebook group, and literally seconds before I did, so she beat me to it. So she knew that I was keen on it, so she sent it to me to, because she won't get to it for a while. So she's let me jump the queue and sent it down so I can stitch that up, which I think one of those Bestitch Me fabrics will look gorgeous with that. So I've already got the pattern and the chart, it's ready to go. So that one I might have to start for this Christmas. We'll see how we go. So thank you, Deb. I will look after this and keep it in pristine condition for you. And I very much appreciate having the opportunity to stitch that one. So that is the Snowy Christmas. And I also received a wonderful little package from Natalie at Homemade Handmade. I'll link her below. She's another YouTuber, but we also send each other bits and pieces, sort of like pen pals. She sends me way more cards than I do you, Natalie. So thank you. I really appreciate getting those little mail goodnesses coming along every so often. So she sent me a little birthday package. Some of it's already consumed because it was chocolate. You can't leave chocolate for too long. But she sent me this gorgeous fabric, and it's all horsey related, and this gorgeous little horse needle minder. So this, I think I'm going to have to, because it's quite a decent size, I don't know much about fat halves and fat quarters and so forth, but there's enough for a project bag there. So what I'm going to do is base it around this project bag that Taryn made for me, my Outlander bag. So not having the vinyl front, but just having the zipper. And so I'll turn that into a project bag for one of my horsey projects. And then she also, that's what I dropped and can't find. She sent me also some horse charms. So I did drop everything off my lap. And I will make a zip to go with it, like a zipper finder with all the different charms, sort of like one of the fobs, the button fobs, but with all the little horsey charms that she sent. So thank you, Natalie. I love those. They're gorgeous, and means I need to get the sewing machine out and do some more finishing and also a project bag. Right, so where are we up to now? I'm just going back to my notes so I don't forget anything. Giveaway winner. So last video was my 2-year anniversary on Flosstube. So I did ask you to use the word chart in your comment, and it's going to be a $25 voucher to my local needlework shop, but that you'll be able to use online, but it was only open for Australian residents. So I'm going to put the video in here of the drawing of that. So this is for the drawing of the $25 voucher to A Stitch in Time. So we've got the video link, the word is chart. We'll see how many comments we got. 21. And let's see who the winner is. It is Stitching Noni. Congratulations, Noni. She says, congratulations on your 2-year anniversary. Great progress on your whips. I love stitching with PTB. Krennic is okay. My tip is short lengths and use slightly larger needles than normal floss needles. That helps with the drag and fraying. I don't know what my chart is at the moment, probably touching the autumn sky with Mirabilia. So Noni, I'll get you to send me an email. My email's in the description box. Congratulations. Congratulations, Noni. So if you just send me an email and I can get that organised for you, and you can go do a little bit of shopping there with Carolyn. So I am going to have another giveaway for this video, and I've popped it down here. So for the giveaway, it'll be Merry You. So this one's a share, pass it along chart, because I actually had this passed along to me from Shelley at KX Stitch. I've stitched it up and now it's ready for someone else to take on and pass it along after you're done as well. So what I want you to do, if you would like to be in the drawing for this particular chart, I want you to use the word you in a sentence, but it has to be spelt E-W-E, because that will be the word that I'll be searching for with the YouTube random comment picker. So if you would like Merry You by Plum Street Sampler, it is part of a set, the Jack Sweet Shop, but they do look great as little individuals as well. So that will be up for drawing in my next August update. And my plans between now and then is to try and focus on the Spirit of Christmas, the Lizzie Kate one that I showed you, because I'm so close to a finish. So I'd really like to see that one done, and with plenty of time to FFO before Christmas. And also continuing on with my daily 30 challenges, which I really like these challenges. Generally they're only about a 300 stitch challenge, which means I can get to a few different projects in that time within the month and touch a few, which is always motivating for me, that I put something away generally before I'm sick of that particular project. So that's what I've got planned for between now and August, and also catching up with Flosstube. There's so many happening at the moment. So if you have come along and this is your first video, welcome. I'd really love you to subscribe. And for the new viewers that have popped in, I've had quite a few new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I've even had 2 viewers go back and binge watch my channel. So if you're not over me by already, welcome, and I hope you hang around for a bit more. And so if you're returning, thanks guys, I really appreciate it. So until I see you next month, keep stitching and stay safe. Bye.